But if the storms don't cease and the winds keep on blowing, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. I realize that sometimes in this life you're gonna be tossed by the waves and the currents that seem so fierce. But in the Word of God, my soul is anchored. Oh, what's that man name, y'all? Douglas. His name is Douglas something, but y'all, that song is related to the day. Ooh, Jesus. If the storm don't cease and the waves and the currents that seem so fierce, you all. Somebody's in that situation today. Y'all be blessed. Hey. I really hope that you all are having a good day. I pray that you all are giving God another Thanksgiving for another beautiful and prospering day. Every day is Thanksgiving, you all. Not just for one day out of November. You know, every day is a day of Thanksgiving. But the reason why I'm on is because God needs someone to know that regardless to if the winds aren't ceasing, if the storms are picking up, the reason why most of us continue to go through the same thing year after year, month after month, is because we have not yet realized that it's not our timing, but it's God's timing. And as you begin to speak to your situation and tell yourself, sometimes we have to remind ourselves, it's not our timing, it's God's timing. And you'll begin to be able to feel the peace that God is needing for you to experience on today. You know, a lot of us, instead of us realizing that it's God's timing, we get bitter and we get angry because we feel like God is neglecting to meet the need. But do you know that you serve a God that can do anything instantly if he chooses to do so? But the trials and tribulations are not going to end until we learn how to be anchored in the Word of God. To be anchored means not to be moved by what you see, not to be moved according to the circumstances you face, but you are at a standstill, trusting and waiting and knowing that God's hand is going to show up in your life. Regardless to what your naysayers are saying, you're in a place where you are not moved. Regardless to whatever storm you face, whatever wind is trying to blow to shift you and cause you to move from where God needs your mindset to be set on today, it can only cease and desist in your life by learning how to ground yourself on the Word of God and be anchored in it, not to be moved. And by telling yourself that it is not my time, but it is God's time. And I mean, you can speak those words, but if you don't get to a point to where you really actually believe in that, then you will never be in a place of being, at peace. You will keep missing the joy God needs you to experience while you're going through, the peace of mind that God could give you regardless to what the storm is trying to do and bring in your life. God has purpose for you. But if we can't make it past task number one, how can we move forward? A lot of us are boldly stepping up to God and asking for some big things, but when he begins to go to work in the areas that he needs you to be worked on, and the type of attitude that he needs you to live and to have within, if you can't master that, how can you get to the next thing, the next step, the next door? Because the devil will be waiting on you, and I guarantee you he will hit you with the same thing again, because you have not mastered it. You have to learn how to stand and be anchored on the Word of God regardless to whatever you face. You all be blessed and have a good day. And again, every day is Thanksgiving, not just one day. Be grateful and be thankful every day. For, there is always somebody out here doing way worse than you. Trust me. I love you guys and see you all soon.